Okay, before I introduce our next inductee, I'm going to read from a magazine article that was released on October 10th of 1969 that kind of sets up the next inductee we're going to talk about. One of these years, a Chicago area school won't take home the state cross-country championship trophy, and a Chicago area runner won't win the individual title. This could be the year for both. The article goes on to say quite a lot. You know, it's a problem for downstate schools to find good competition to schedule. We're willing to go anywhere on a Saturday for a meet. And it also goes on to talk about this person who we're about to meet, who set course marks at Rockford and Pekin meets and eclipsed a course standard established for Tom Swan of Princeton, last year's state mile champion in a triangular meet at LaSalle, Peru. How this person came into the cross-country program at Ottawa High School, though, is the best thing I think I read about in this article. The best cross-country runner ever produced at Ottawa High School was found this way. Marv Gronke, our sophomore coach, recruited Gerry out of a physical education class, Anderson recalled. We give physical fitness tests to everyone in the school, and one of the tests is an 8/10 of a mile run for all freshmen. We get quite a few cross-country runners that way. Our next inductee got recruited out of a freshman physical education class at Ottawa High School and went on to do the following. Our next inductee is Gerry Couch, the class of 1970. At Ottawa Township High School, Gerry Couch was a highly accomplished cross-country runner, accumulating 36 dual meet titles, ranking him 5th all-time in the state of Illinois. He finished 4th in the IHSA state meet his junior year, the highest finish in OTHS history. He set 8 course records during his career. In Gerry's senior year, he finished 1st in 15 of his 18 races and finished 14th at the IHSA state meet. He qualified for state finals in each of his 4 years on the cross-country team, finishing 131st, 12th, 4th, and 14th in the state meet during his career. He was also an outstanding distance runner for the OTHS track team, holding OTHS records at both the JV and varsity levels in the half-mile, 1 mile, and 2 mile distances. He achieved the fastest time in the nation for a freshman at the 1967 IHSA state track meet and broke the state record for the 2 mile distance. Not only can he run, but he's got a pretty good golf swing too. He has donated innumerable hours developing young local golfing talent and is currently assisting the OTHS golf team, which in 2024 became IHSA state champions. And incidentally, that's the first team of any sport at OTHS to achieve an IHSA state title. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce you to Mr. Gerry Couch.
Wow. Well, little about me. I grew up, born and raised in the hills of Arkansas. And this is going to be hard. And I moved up here as a freshman. And we had 16 kids in my class. And the school I went to was called Black Rock, and it actually sat on a rock. But I moved to Ottawa, and I actually moved to Ottawa in a U-Haul trailer. And because there was 13 kids in our family at the time, and they were some already up here, but anyway, we come up on the 4th of July, and we were around Marcel's area, and I kept hearing gunshots go off. And so I opened up the door of the trailer, but it was fireworks, and I'd never seen fireworks in my life. So anyway, that was pretty special. But first of all, I'd like to thank, the selection committee, Dan, and Susan has went out of our way so much to get this done for me, and all of the inductees, and I have a nephew that's on the baseball team. I'm proud of you, Ryan. And about that, and like Kane had said, we were in gym class, and we had to run that mile, and that's where Mr. Gronke, he was our assistant coach, and he asked me if I wanted to run cross country. So I didn't really have a clue what it was, so he explained it to me, and I was a basketball player, and that's what I did when I was a kid growing up in the hills of Arkansas, because we didn't have a whole lot to do but pick cotton, so that's what we did. So I was pretty good at running, and it was just the best 4 years of my life at this school. It just changed my whole life, and like Kane said, the placings that I did at state, and I enjoyed that, and I had a lot of success at it. And I had read a quote, I'm not sure where it was at, but it was a quote from a coach that said, "One of the most important kids you will ever coach is one who needs the program more than the program needs him," and that's definitely me. And as a freshman, it was pretty neat. I got to make the state final team, and some of the names was Steve Sipula, Bob Burns, Stan Kreenoff, Dwayne Nelson, and Bob Piercy was one of the runners, but these guys a couple of them were All-American football players, and I got to hang with them at the state finals, which was really neat. And I don't know if anybody's aware of it in here, but we had a golf team that here we go again, that won the state championship this year, the first one in the school history, and our head coach is sitting over there, and a couple of our players, and we're looking forward to some more, and our Buds, our coach over there, I've been hanging around with him for about 3 years, but this year they said I had to be official, so I had to come and do all of the tests and everything, and so he picked his 2 assistants. He picked the basketball coach has the most wins in history at Ottawa, and he picked the greatest cross-country runner in Ottawa history. So evidently he knew what he was doing, so we got him a state championship. Right, Bud? But he had so many of the kids, though, come up to me, because I work with the kids all summer long, and pretty much year-round, and all the kids made a statement that they really do like the way he coaches, and he does a good job. And it was funny, after our state championship, we won it we played Friday and Saturday, and we come home, and the kids were out practicing Sunday. And that's how dedicated they are. And then the following weekend, I believe it was Saturday and Sunday, the kids were in a prep tour in Peoria and Pekin playing again. So that's just very proud of them. And this started probably 3 years ago with this golf team, with these kids. We didn't just go win it this last year. It started 3 years ago, and the beginning of the year, we weren't a state championship golf team, but they just got better and better and believed in themselves, and you can't imagine how awesome that 2 days was down there at that state final. It's just incredible. But one thing that, I want to talk about the golf team here a little bit more, but one thing I think turned it around, we had one kid that was our number 5 player, and he hadn't played very well, but he called me on Wednesday night, because we were going down for a practice round Thursday, and he says, "Gerry, do you think I could play a practice round with Breyer and Colt?" Which I call those the Three Stooges. And when they're together, they act like it, so that's the reason we would never let him play a practice round with them. And then I talked to Bud, and so we let him play. And they were so professional during that practice round at Thursday at the state practice round, and I think that's what helped him, and he wound up being our #1 player for the 2 days. And we had a kid, was a freshman, that teed off first on Friday. Now, this is a freshman, a 14, 15-year-old kid. He was our #6 player, and he teed off and hit it right down the middle, and he was so nervous, and Mark Cooper texted me and said, James is on the green with a 15-foot birdie putt. And then he texted me and he said he made it. And I think that was another turn of event because our kids get to look at the iPhones for all the scores. And I think that really, really helped there too. So, but I was going to say a little bit about my coach and the 2 coaches, but I decided not to. So, but Colt sitting over there, I got to say something about him. He is just a special kid, and we were playing the one of the invites at IV, and the hole 13 is the little dog leg left, and there's nobody on the PGA Tour that would hit a driver. They would always hit an iron and lay up, but he decided to hit a driver, and I believe the ball landed in the lady's kitchen out of bounds. And on her deck or somewhere in there, it might have hit the dog or whatever it did, it was out of bounds. So now we're playing the regional at the same place. And Coach, you're not smiling. And Bud's told me, he says, you get up there on the tee and make sure he does not hit driver. So I'm up there, and he had a driver in his hand. And I says, you're going to hit that, and, you know, you don't want to really tell him not to do it. But anyway, he hit a perfect driver shot, just probably 20 yards short of the green. And but that's the way our kids are. They got so much confidence in it. But anyway, thanks for everybody coming. Got my family here, and I can't. If I start talking about them, I'm going to lose it. So, and Sean. Thanks for your service in the Air Force.